Hey Walker family, Justin here, coming to you on Monday, June 1st, and if I'm honest, with a heavy heart. Not only are we here at the end of the year trying to make a way where there is no way, so to speak, through COVID and a school closure, but there's extreme pain and confusion and chaos in our city and in our nation, and people are hurting. And if we pay attention, some of our families, some of our students, some of our neighbors are hurting, and this has a personal touch to me as I raise black young men and a daughter in this environment. And there's no easy answers at the moment, but I think as a community, what I'd like us to do is to pause and to examine the ways that that we're privileged, the space that we find ourselves in here in the city and in this nation, to do some self-reflection, and then also to listen to those around us who might be hurting, who might have different perspectives than us, and then ultimately as a learning community to begin to think about how we can double down and reinvent safe spaces for our students, for all God's children who enter our doors and our classrooms and our lives. I think that's where we are right now. That said, I know there are questions pending around the end of the year that I wanted to be able to address with you, namely the access, how to access your room and close out. All preschool employees will access their sites this Friday, June 5th, and the rest of teachers will access their site and their room on June 10th. Simultaneously, we will be asking families if there are personal effects that they wish to recapture from our classrooms. It's going to be very limited. I'm going to send out a survey today to families that asks what they would be retrieving. We are not talking about artwork or projects or pencils or pencil sharpeners. We are really talking about things like devices or perhaps articles of things that they owned, and we will end up putting that on a schedule. As we get information prior to June 10th, I'll ask if you're willing to bag up students' things, and hopefully we can disperse that at a drive-through station on June 10th. In the rare event that students need to access the classroom, I'll collaborate with you and have a time where they could be escorted into the classroom to recapture their belongings. Grades are coming up due, so I encourage you to do those. I did want to say that there's a policy of holding holding students harmless. So what that means is that students should not receive a lower grade than they had prior to school closure. Now, there may be concepts that you have not covered that are called out, and students have not demonstrated competency in those categories. Do not give them a 1 or 2 in those categories. Instead, you may, on a limited basis, give NAs in those places where students have not accessed the content, and or you have not covered that content with them. In terms of retention, just briefly, this is district-wide, but there will not be retentions this year with all of the irregularity in delivery of curriculum and due to the school closure. I've also sent you a link last week and implore you to complete the spreadsheet in lieu of power cards so that we are in good position to make up classes of students no matter what is decided in terms of the mode or model of schooling that is decided upon when we return for the fall. So please complete that prior to the end of the year, and I think I provided a date in there for you. And finally, promotion is one piece that we want to finish out well. So if you have a personal connection, most of you do, to some of our fifth graders, I implore you and encourage you to create a slide in Google Slides and or send photos and words of congratulations and pride to those who have experienced success and are moving on from Walker. We're going to be doing virtual promotion ceremonies with students, and then they may pick up a certificate, and we're working on a sign to put on the corner of the fence just to express our pride as a site. Hey, I really appreciate how you have navigated this challenging time with excellence, with attention to our students, especially our most vulnerable, and I look forward to, with you, catching our breath over the summer, finishing strong here, and then opening up with new eyes for what is possible for our students and for our team. Take care and have a fantastic week.